You know, it's weird to think that there was once a time when advice animal image macro memes were like on the cutting edge of the internet meme metagame. But this was most certainly the case in the early 2010s. I'm sure most of you remember advice animals, a set of iconic images, not all of which are animals, which are used as templates for image macro based jokes. There's good guy Greg, socially awkward penguin, scumbag Steve, you know the bunch. Yes, they're rudimentary memes when compared to the stuff we have today, and the whole advice animal image macro format has all but gone extinct. But there is one that persists, at least in a zombified state. Bad Luck Brian. The name says it all. Brian is the guy who can't catch a break, a canvas used by the internet to simulate the most awful examples of bad luck imaginable. While few online actually unironically share Bad Luck Brian memes today, it's still around and there's been many attempts to force its relevancy in recent years. Like that one time McDonald's exhumed the carcass of this meme and made a commercial based off of it as recently as 2018. And with all that said, today I want to take a look back at the legacy of Bad Luck Brian and answer some questions like, who exactly is in the Bad Luck Brian photo? How did the photo itself become a meme? And how did becoming a meme affect the creator's life? Before we go too deep, I want to tell you guys a little story. So the other day I was eating a McChicken while simultaneously creating some epic Bad Luck Brian memes using McDonald's Wi-Fi when I realized, this unsecured Wi-Fi network could get my computer hacked. So I thought there's no better way to protect my data than by using the sponsor of today's video, Surfshark VPN. While that story may or may not have been true, Surfshark is no joke. Surfshark is a VPN app that'll work on all of your devices. It keeps your IP and data secure, and not only that, it unlocks some pretty cool online tricks that you wouldn't have access to otherwise. For example, using Surfshark, you can swap server locations. And you know what that means. You can gain access to region-locked content. On Netflix right now, Sons of Anarchy isn't available for United States audiences. But if you switch to a UK server and access Netflix, you can watch it to your heart's content. And this same server swapping strategy can be used to watch YouTube videos that may be blocked in your country. Pretty slick. So give Surfshark a try. The link below gets you 85% off plus an additional 3 months free. There's a 30-day risk-free money-back guarantee, so what do you have to lose? Check out Surfshark. Anyways, let's get on to the story. Let's begin by getting familiar with the person behind the Bad Luck Brian photograph, Kyle Craven. Born in 1989 and raised in Cuyahoga Falls, Ohio, Kyle was a mostly unremarkable kid from a rather clean-cut family of Catholics. His family put a strong emphasis on education, and as a teenager he would be enrolled in Archbishop Hoban High School, a prestigious Catholic college prep school. Now during high school, Kyle had been described by his classmates as a bit of a class clown, and it's here at Archbishop Hoban where the legacy of the photograph truly begins. It's spring of 2006 and it's school yearbook picture day. And Kyle, 16 at the time, felt like having a bit of fun in disrupting the often mundane state of affairs at his private school. So he decided that instead of taking a normal picture that mom and dad would be proud of, he would make his photo for the yearbook as goofy and silly as possible. Hoping to make himself a spectacle in the yearbook, the day before the yearbook photo shoot, Kyle went to the local Outlet Village thrift store, and he purchased the tackiest looking piece of clothing he could find. This piece of clothing was none other than the infamous plaid red sweater vest. With sweater vest equipped and the time to take his yearbook photo at hand, Kyle contorted his face into the iconic mug we know so well today, and the photo was taken. He recounts yearbook photo day in this clip right here.
I think it was my junior year. I went down to the thrift store I lived in Cuyahoga Falls at the time, so went down to the thrift store, got a sweater vest, put it on, and rubbed my eyes really bad and make this goofy smile, take the picture, and I get it back, a couple weeks later, and I'm laughing, and my friends laugh, and we think it's hilarious, this hilarious picture I just took, and my principal actually pulled me out of class and says, hey, we're not putting this picture in the yearbook.
Now with this silly photo being rejected by the principal, he was actually made to take an additional photo that was more normal. Unfortunately, I don't have that picture, but he was allowed to take home copies of the gag photo, which he would promptly upload to his Facebook page. On Facebook, the photo would get a laugh out of his fellow classmates for a few days, after which it would become buried in his photo album, lost to time, and in the mind of Kyle was just a silly footnote of his high school career. But you and I both know that this wouldn't be the last time Kyle's gag photo would get laughs online, because years later it would resurface and change his life forever. Fast forward 6 years, it's now 2012. Kyle is 22 years old. He's a senior construction management major at Kent State University. He was nearing graduation and would soon go on to work for his family's construction company, Craven Construction. But before graduation, there would be some shenanigans going down. See, around this time, Kyle and his friend named Ian Davies had taken quite the interest with Reddit.com, in particular the Advice Animals subreddit on Reddit. Kyle had met Ian back in high school and they were close friends. After graduating high school, Ian moved across the country, and sharing advice animal memes on Reddit was one way that Kyle and Ian maintained their friendship long distance. So that being said, it's 2012, advice animals and the advice animals subreddit are at their peak popularity. And if you remember anything about the site and the climate around it at that time, people would constantly submit their own photos and try to create the next big image macro meme template, essentially trying to make their own advice animal out of a photo that they had in their own archive or a silly photo of a friend that they knew of. There were a lot of people using this subreddit that not only consumed memes but wanted to create the next big one, and Ian wanted to do just that. So one day, Ian was thinking of an image that he could potentially use to create the next big meme. And there was one candidate that came to his mind almost instantly: Kyle's old gag yearbook photo from 2006. It just seemed perfect for the role. It was readily available on Facebook, so he nabbed it. Then he came up with the bad luck concept for it, and using a meme caption generator, he would create the first ever Bad Luck Brian. The caption read, "Takes driving test, gets first DUI." And with that, his masterpiece was complete. Ian would post the image to the Advice Animals subreddit under his account DirkDiggler330, simply titling the post Bad Luck Brian. The concept immediately clicked with those on the subreddit, and in the following days, Bad Luck Brian would go absolutely viral across the site. Ian was shocked by the reaction he was getting from Reddit and would promptly call Kyle to notify him that, essentially, whether you like it or not, man, you have become a living meme. And Kyle, who was already a fan of internet meme culture, hearing this, he didn't really seem to mind. He totally embraced it.
It really blew up where, I was getting front page of Reddit and Imager, Facebook posts about it, and that was back in 2012. It kind of snowballed into this iconic image that most people know when they see it.
He took pride in the meme, eventually taking to Reddit and identifying himself in an AMA, and his acceptance of the meme was met with much user fanfare throughout Reddit. Online, the Bad Luck Brian meme would take a life of its own, with thousands of new variations of it being made every day. It was one of the most popular image macro based memes of 2012 and 2013 without a doubt. It was practically impossible to use the internet at this time and not stumble across Bad Luck Brian in some shape or form. And in real life, Kyle for a short time was somewhat of a celebrity. He was truly living a meme-fueled dream.
Oh, I just sharted. I should have wore panties.
So, how has the big meme, because it erupted, and of course it's part of one of the biggest memes that there are in internet history, and how has it affected your life?
Oh, well, it's had its ups and downs, you know. I got my face plastered everywhere, so I mean that's okay. But
oh yeah, and we have something in common initially, because my face is plastered all over the FBI's Most Wanted.
Smoke weed every day. Weed every day. Smoke weed. Smoke weed every day.
During the initial spread of this meme, Kyle would graduate from college and would begin earning a paycheck working for his family's construction company, Craven Construction. And the money would be good. But the Craven Construction paycheck wouldn't be the only form of income Kyle would receive, because he was actually getting paid to be a living meme. In a rather maverick meme marketing move, Kyle would manage to negotiate lucrative licensing deals with large retailers in 2013 that he profited handsomely off of. Essentially, he set up royalty agreements with retailers, allowing them to produce merchandise with the Bad Luck Brian image plastered on it. This resulted in a rather successful run of Bad Luck Brian t-shirts, which were sold at both Hot Topic and Walmart. Kyle claims to have earned around $20,000 from his first round of licensing deals. And the money wouldn't stop there. Deals kept coming in, even as the years went by and the popularity of the meme died down. Now moving forward here, by the mid-2010s, memes had evolved quite a bit, and the relevance of advice animals at this point had significantly dropped, essentially to the point where it would be cringe to share one unironically. And with the decline of advice animals came the decline of Bad Luck Brian. In recent years, the meme has been on life support. But that being said, it's still out there, mostly in the form of merchandise or half-baked commercial collabs put together by corporate boomers attempting to appeal their brands to millennials. Case in point, the 2018 McDonald's commercial I talked about in the intro.
My real name's Kyle. Winner, free Big Mac.
Wrapping things up here, while Bad Luck Brian is certainly representative of a bygone era of memes, I think if you're a fan of meme culture in general and the whole lore behind it, I think you have to give Brian a nod. The meme has arguably one of the most storied legacies out of the Advice Animals cast, and it's also wholesome in the sense that the meme actually benefited the person behind it, rather than proved to be a burden.
It has died off in the past couple years, you know, but it's one of those iconic pictures that's going to be around for a while, and as long as it's around and people keep on using it, there's always going to be opportunities for me with that.
So Bad Luck Brian is still doing well, but the future is also very bright for Kyle. Ever since graduating from Kent State, he's been using his degree and working his way up in his dad's company, Craven Construction.
Bad Luck Brian changed Kyle's life for the better, and that's something you don't often see as a result of becoming a living meme. But anyways, guys, that's the story and the legacy of Bad Luck Brian, probably one of, if not the greatest advice animal memes of all time. But let me know what you thought about the video down below, guys, and let me know who or what you want me to talk about next. I want to give a major shout out to my patrons. I appreciate you guys. Wavy Web Surf out. Peace.